everybody, and welcome to our top 10 quick comic picks. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our really quick show. We show you some of the biggest and best books that are coming out this week that you can go ahead and head over to infinityflux.net and order, or you can go into your local comic book shop, whether that's Infinity Flux or another one, and pick up this week. We just want to give you a better idea of what you can expect.
Yep.
So, kicking off with a pretty awesome one.
We are going to start with Rook Exodus #1. This is one of the 3 books from Jeff Johns' Ghost Machine imprint that gets released this week. This is set on the planet Exodus after the world engine that terraformed that planet stopped working. Everything is kind of going haywire, and you have a few people left on the planet who wear these helmets that can control animals, and it's just hilarity ensues. This is just an amazing book. I absolutely love this. Highly recommended.
Next up, I've got Redcoat #1, the next one from Ghost Machine, but this is in the unnamed universe with Geiger. But this one follows Simon Pure in 1776, who is a Redcoat, but with not much allegiance to the crown, even to the point where he runs and hides. But he falls into the middle of a ceremony that's going on, a ritual that gives him immortality, and then we are going to follow him on his exploits throughout time. Really fun book, and a great addition to the unnamed Geiger universe.
Well, speaking of the unnamed Geiger universe, this is Geiger #1. This is the start of a new ongoing Geiger series. We had the miniseries from a couple years ago. We've seen Geiger pop up in a couple short stories and a couple of other books, but this is the start of his ongoing series. And he is still just wandering the wasteland. He meets a friend named Nate who is going to go along with him on his adventures, and they are going to look for somebody else who had the same affliction that Geiger does, but was able to cure himself.
Next up, we've got Void Rivals. This is Void Rivals #8. We are continuing with our duo of Solila and Derek, and they are coming into the crosshairs of Proximus. But what is this kind of hunter character? What is his ties to one of our two main characters? You gotta read it to find out. But another great entry into the Energon universe.
And next is a new Deadpool #1. This one's written by Cody Ziegler, and this is the first appearance of a new villain named Death Grip. A lot of the issue is Deadpool chasing down a guy that he has been hired to take out, but this Death Grip character gets to him first. And then when they tussle, we learn that Death Grip is actually kind of a powerful magic user, and he is fascinated that Deadpool is unencumbered by death. And what is that going to mean for Deadpool going on? We'll have to wait and see.
Next up, we've got a Red Sonja Empire of the Damned #1. This is a new miniseries from Steve Niles. And in this, when Sonja is trying to spend a peaceful afternoon in a rowdy bar, some guards come in, break them up. She ends up in prison with someone who says that they have a map to a long-lost warlock's treasure, and he will give it to her if she helps him break out. So a really cool kind of side short story of Red Sonja right here, if you're a fan.
Next up is a new miniseries called Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin. This is actually set less than a month after Uncle Ben's death, so Peter Parker is still a teenager. He's still in high school at this point, but it's centered around a guy named Nels Van Adder, who was Norman Osborn's research assistant a way long time ago, and he was the one who took the original Green Goblin serum before it had been perfected and before Norman took it to become the Green Goblin. And this guy, Nels Van Adder, actually becomes the first Goblin called the Proto-Goblin, and a young Peter Parker, a young Spider-Man, is going to have to stop him.
Next up, I've got Hack Slash Kill Your Idols one shot. This is really great. If you're a fan of Hack Slash, it's a great one shot that collects some of the short stories that were in that Image Plus anthology book that they were doing for a while, but puts it all in one place where Cassie Hack and Vlad are forced into proximity of some classic Image superheroes trying to hunt down a slasher. So very fun one there. If you're a fan of classic Image or Hack Slash, check that one out.
And last for me is Vengeance of the Moon Knight #4. In this one, Hunter's Moon and Tigro launch a full frontal assault on the new Moon Knight. And wanted to highlight this one because in this issue, we find out who the new Moon Knight is. So it was really cool to finally get that revelation.
And last up for me, I want to talk about Star Wars issue number 45. This is continuing the trial of Lando. And in this one, we have one of the stories where it's the trial for Lando, but on the other hand, Mon Mothma has been taken captive, and so the rebellion is trying to kind of figure out which takes priority. And also, Lando might have a way out, but he needs the help of Chewbacca, who is pretty upset about him putting his best friend in carbonite. So, just continuing the great run of Star Wars. And that is it for our top 10 quick comic picks. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to head over to infinityflux.net right now, where you can order these books right now while supplies last, so don't tarry and head over there. Who uses tarry now? But again, we have a show coming up very soon. We're going to be going over all these books plus the variants, getting in a little more depth about all of them. So stay tuned for it. And until next time,
See
see
ya.
ya.